Hours away now, total solar eclipse. The moon will block out the sun here in southern New England. The sun will be about 90% covered, leaving the sky looking like it's dawn or dusk. Many parts of the country, though, in the so-called path of totality. Here it is right here, including parts of northern New England. Either way, a reminder, obviously, not to look directly at the sun during this event, or any time for that matter, and use the special glasses if you have them. Some will be available at local watch parties.
We had a line out the door this morning, which was crazy. People have been very excited, happy to get the glasses, the safe glasses from us for free too.
All right, watch parties being held all over the area today, including Roger Williams Park. That's where we find Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca. Future's so bright he's got to wear shades, along with meteorologist Steven Matregrano. Fellas, you couldn't ask for better weather for this event today, right?
Oh, Patrick, I tell you what's more rare than the eclipse itself is the fact that it is sunny and 61 after what's been, Steve, just an incredibly wet and cool winter and spring. We're at the Museum of Natural History, and Steve, one of these many watch parties, not just here, but all over the country, and it's open to the public. They have hands-on activities. They ran out of glasses, but they have glasses to share, but there's a lot of stuff for kids to do here, and it's absolutely free.
Yeah, and it's a good place to come down here. We're looking outside with the blue sky, of course. It's quiet. One thing to keep in mind, if you are looking to watch the eclipse later on, we've been emphasizing this a lot, of course. These important glasses.
Not these.
Not the ones we have on, but the ones in our hands.
And they say ISO certified, so you know that they're the real deal. Mm-hmm. Now, they're telling us that they've run out of these glasses here at the watch party, but there's so many glasses that people will be handing off and sharing. And they have these stations set up, these viewing stations where you can see the eclipse safely without the glasses with some apparatus. There you go. And they've got those set up here on the sidewalk, and there are people inside as well. And again, it is open to the public. It is free, and just a great fun way for the family to come out and enjoy not just this rare celestial event, but also the nice weather as well. And we talk about rare, Steve, because now granted, in 2017 we had an eclipse, but it was not as spectacular as this one. It didn't cover as many cities. This one starts in Texas. Finishes in Maine. And it crosses many large cities. The path of totality is 115 miles wide, and there are millions of people in that path that will enjoy this eclipse. But more so up in northern New England.
Yeah, and the weather's faring out for them, thankfully. Some locations across that path are not so lucky, seeing clouds and some rain off to the west. So yeah, thankfully we're looking at, again, northern New England being a good spot.
Yeah, that's where we find meteorologist TJ Del Santo. In fact, he's at the college that he and I went to for meteorology up in Lyndonville, Vermont. Totality expected there. TJ has more.
Well, good afternoon from Vermont. The excitement is building up here in the path of totality in the Northeast Kingdom. Yesterday on the way up, I'd say about 90% of the cars were from Massachusetts, a few from Rhode Island. Today, I've seen cars from as far away as Indiana and even Florida. Because of the cloudy forecast to our west through New York to Texas, a lot of people are flocking up here last minute. There's not a cloud in the sky up here in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont today. That's good news for locals who are trying to make a little extra cash.
We own a silk screen and embroidery company, so we did up some shirts and hats. And we got a big lot here, so we thought we'd give it a shot.
I've met people from St. Louis and from as far away as Serbia. They said it's a humbling experience to be in totality. People are rolling in from all over today.
We did the one that ran through the U.S. in 2017. We ended up in Nashville for that one.
We did the one in 2017, and that's when we sort of got hooked. And this one's obviously nearby.
And so it's almost eclipse time. Remember, in southern New England, it's not a total eclipse. The skies will dim, be a partial eclipse. Still pretty cool to see 90% of the sun disappearing. Don't forget your safety glasses. In Lyndonville, Vermont, I'm TJ Del Santo, 12 News.
All right, thanks, guys. This solar eclipse so popular because it will be the last one in decades where the path of totality crosses any part of New England. Next one's visible in the U.S. March 30th, 2033, but that one only visible in Alaska. August 23rd of 2044. So 20 years from now, the path of totality covers Canada, but there will also be 3 U.S. states, Montana, along with North and South Dakota. But less than a year later, August 12, 2045, a total solar eclipse will be seen from coast to coast, starting in California, making its way south down to Florida. And mark your calendars. May 1st of 2079, Rhode Island will be in the path of totality starting at 6:06 in the morning on that day in 2079. Live coverage continues later today, 2 o'clock this afternoon on WPRI.com. That's also where you can find details on local eclipse watch parties and where you may be able to find eclipse glasses if you still need them. Still have a couple of hours. If you don't get a chance to see it yourself, we'll show it to you tonight on 12 News starting at 4 o'clock.